Hey, I'm Jim Hutchison with JimOnLight.com here at the Seat Changer booth at NAB show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Here with a good friend of mine, T.J. Gerckens. T.J., we were just talking about collaboration in the tech process. Tell me about how you work with Mary Zimmerman and Dan in the tech process and how the collaboration effort works for you.
Well, it's interesting because, as a lighting designer, my work comes together at the last moment. One of the things that I hope there's isn't servicing any kind of software company, but in my opinion, there's not great software for really true visualization of lighting. I think we're still a little ways off from that,
Gotcha.
or I'm not quite educated. So the sound people can make audio things. The set people can build models and do renderings. Costumers can do renderings and do swatches. I still find that my work really falls in at the last minute. And when I'm working with Mary, especially so because the play is coming together at the last moment.
Gotcha.
And one of the reasons Mary, Dan, and I, and along with Mary Blumenfeld, the costumer, have been working together since '97.
Wow.
And I've been working with Mary since '93. And so we have a rapport and an assumption that every suggestion is a good suggestion, every suggestion is a welcome suggestion, and that by working together we'll service the play the best. So there's not a lot of territorial action. I am free to say to Mary, that costume, I don't know, or hey, I love that. And conversely, Dan Osling, the set designer, will often walk up to me and say, TJ, why don't we have a light doing this? And I'll say, Dan, I never thought of that. Let's get a light doing this. And it's very, very give and take, and it's all Mary driven. Mary creates such an environment of creativity in this space and saying, hey, this is what we're doing with this play, and I want your input. And she'll come running to me with ideas, and she'll say to me things like, TJ, if I stage this differently, is there something better you could do with the lighting? And I would say, well, yeah, if you do this scene in front of this door, I'll hit it with a shaft through the door at a low angle, and we'll sculpt the side of their faces like this. She goes, great.
Nice.
She'll run upstage, talk to the actors, they'll move the actors from here to here, they'll stand in the light.
Wow.
Conversely, periodically, she'll go running up and say, oh, I really don't like this light at all. Can we do something completely different like that look I saw you do during dimmer check when the work lights were on? And I'm thinking back to myself, gosh, during dimmer check. And it was one light shooting out of a weird place. It's like, wow, okay, I'm not really sure, but let's find out. And we experiment with it and we see what works. And especially with Dan Osling, we work very closely. He'll always sit behind me. And we'll have this constant rapport. And we have the personal relationship that when he does the, hey TJ, and I'm in the middle of trying to finish a big cue, I can say, whoa, 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 and he'll hold the thought. And we're also comfortable enough that at one point we were working on a show in DC, and there was a scene which I had this dark, moody look for, and Mary Zimmerman says, TJ, this is the funny scene. This needs to be bright, and I'm like, well, it's sunset, the lights are coming into the brothel from here, and she's like, yeah, but it's the funny scene, we need to make this bright. And so I'm boasting it, and she keeps asking for more, and this almost never happens. Mary usually says, I want less light, or I want less film. And I'm boosting it, and Dan Osling comes in from the bathroom and looks at the stage, he goes, TJ, I didn't think the scene would look quite as much like a fabric softener commercial. And I said, well, it kind of does. And we opened with it looking a lot like a fabric softener commercial. So,
Well, let's take a break.
all right, thank
I'm
you.
Jim Hutchison. I'm here with T.J. Gerckens, a
pleasure.
fantastic lighting designer friend of mine, and we'll be right back after this.